Hi guys, let's take a look at the 1 in the Enneagram. This is the core type of the 1. If you want to take a look at what that means, take a look at Finding My Lens below. So, the 1 in the Enneagram is concerned of being a perfect person, or at least the embodiment of what a perfect person is, and always doing the right thing. So, the 1 in essence, looks at life in black or white, right or wrong. They are a very integrous type. They see morals and values as very strong. These are people that guide us in the right path. The 1 likes rules, they like structure, they like organization, and at times 1s can be very tidy and organized. Not always, but a lot of 1s can be. So what does this mean? So the 1's behavioural style, which is also called a Enneagram type, is compliant dutiful. So what does that mean? Their duty is to be a good person in terms of doing the right thing. So what is the law? What are my rules? And is everybody sticking to it? Specifically me. So, for example, if they're religious, they will hold their religious morals very high and make sure that themselves and others around them stay true to those morals. And if they're not religious, they may follow their own set of values or morals or those of the lay of the land, the law. So the 1 keeps people in check, making sure that we're all doing the right thing. The 1 in that sense, can be quite critical of themselves and others. Are you doing the right thing? Have you done the right thing? Are you going down the right path? So people often forget that the 1 is critical of himself first and foremost. They only see that they're critical of others. So some people can perceive the 1 as quite intense, like, oh gosh. But what we forget is that the 1 always intends good. So the fear of the 1 is of being a bad person, of being evil, or of being flawed. So it is their sense that I always have to be a good person. But as the 1 does, as we all do, they forget that this is their lens with which they view the world. They see that, well, everybody has that lens. They say, doesn't everybody want to be a good person? Well, to some extent. But some people don't find it as important as you, as important as the 1. Everybody has a different perspective of what being a good person is. But the 1 is seeing it through their lens, the same as every other type is seeing life through their lens. So the 1 is someone under pressure who is very task-focused. I focus on the task and I remove the emotion. So they're very lineal. They're saying, come on guys, let's get on with it. Look at the task and let's get it done. Very structured, very organized. And so they're fantastic when we have to get something done, when we want some rules, when we want some structure. But what happens when someone doesn't want to do it the 1's way? What happens if someone wants to strive down a different path? What if someone questions the way the 1 is doing it and says, well, wait a minute, I want to do it differently? And this is where we come to the instinctual center of the 1. So the 1 is part of the instinctual center, which is a center of intelligence, which is the gut triad. So the 1 sees life through a lens of injustice and anger. So, oh my gosh, this is so frustrating. Why do you have to do it differently to me? Let's just get it done. Let's just keep going down this path. Now, the 1 has taken a long time to find their path. The way that I explain it is that if you ask a 1 why they do something, they will probably give you a list of reasons exactly why they do it. So if you come to a 1 with a different suggestion, they'll say to you, well, why? What is your reason? And if you don't have a list to support your path, then the 1's going to go, well, it's not valid. Because the 1 needs proof why a path that is different to theirs would be different. So what I suggest to people who are working with 1s or dealing with them in a day-to-day life is to think, okay, if I have a different way of doing it to the 1, can I provide proof of why I should go down a different path? and share it with them. And what I invite ones to do is learn to listen to other people's opinions and decisions. Because if someone has a different path to you, it's a learning to know that that doesn't mean that your path is flawed. It means that there may be different ways of doing it. All about Enneagram RC is about learning to see that our lens is different to others. So what I invite ones to learn is that not everybody has this lens of right or wrong, black or white, justice, integrity, and not everybody sees life through this duty of doing the right thing. And that doesn't mean that it's wrong or right. It means that they're just different to us, and we need different people in life. So I invite you, if you have a core type that's a 1, I invite you to start being aware of that little anger, insidious anger that's around. It's like always in the background. I invite you to be aware of the load that you may carry, that you may have put on yourself. I invite you to listen to yourself and love yourself for who you are, accept yourself for who you are, and this is a process, but also to listen to others. What other options do we have? So this may be easier said than done. So in another video, I'm going to go into the path of growth of each type, and I'm going to explain the path of growth for a 1. But for now, before we go into that, start exploring. If you think you're a 1, start exploring how you see life in a certain lens that is different to others, and how we can accept others' lenses, and that differences are beautiful in life. So subscribe below for weekly videos. If you're a 1, I also invite you to learn the other types as well, because it's good to learn the different lenses that people are using, so that when we're interacting with them, we can see their lens too. So as I say in the Enneagram, we can sit in the center together. So let's keep learning how to live life better together.